Alright, survivors, welcome back to the Isle of Rima. Today we're deep diving literally into one of the most dangerous semi-aquatic predators in the game. Not currently, but will be. The Baryonyx. It's fast, versatile, and built for ambushes both on land and underwater. So here's everything you need to know about the Baryonyx in the Isle of Rima. Now, as you can see from a lot of these animations that are going to be showing up, which I got these from the dev blogs if you guys don't watch them, got a lot of good stuff in there. The Baryonyx is going to have some pretty unique abilities. So right there we saw was his normal bite, and now we've got a sprint. But what intrigues me is what's going to be showing up. Now this, down at the bottom, I cannot tell if he is running underwater or if Baryonyx is legitimately going to have a jump. I mean, if it has a jump, that's okay. I'm fine with that. But it kind of gives off the hippo vibe of like hippos that they don't actually swim. They just run on the bottom of the water. But Baryonyx will be able to swim. As you can see, here's his alt bite while he's at the top of the surface, or I'm assuming you can also do it underwater. He's going to be an interesting playable. And I really believe that he is the true semi-aquatic when we get him. Because you've got Dino, who's, fully aquatic. Basically, I mean, he starts to get weaker the longer you are on land with his dehydration and stuff. And then you got like Herrera and Baby, but like this is going to be a true semi-aquatic predator. And I feel like he's going to fit that niche really well. And a lot of players are going to genuinely enjoy him. I did see that he is going to have some sort of ambush ability. If you look at the concept art, it looks like he lunges out of the water after something. Now, whether or not he's going to have a grab and a pull, similar to how Dino has the grab, I'd be intrigued to see that. And it would be kind of cool if he could do it on like smaller prey, because obviously he's not going to be able to do it on large victims, but smaller dinosaurs would make a lot of sense. Now, when it comes to like his food, obviously he's a piscivore. He's going to be eating fish most of his life, I'm sure, at the beginning stages. And then once you get big enough to be able to run prey down or possibly ambush, I am curious to see if he's going to have an ambush. That's when it's going to get interesting, and I think that's when people are really going to enjoy his playstyle, because when it comes to combat, the Bary isn't really about brute strength. He's more like a control. You win fights by controlling where they happen. If you're fighting on dry land, you're at a disadvantage because he's a semi-aquatic. Aloes and Ceros will out-damage us in straight trades, but if we're near the water, I think that's where our arena is really going to dictate the pace of the fight. We're going to go into this being able to hop this back and forth. You engage and then you retreat into the water where you can regain some stamina, where aloes and all that can't follow you. And then you bleed them out. You kind of stalk them. Now, of course, if they go on land, he does seem like he can do pretty well on land. I'm not going to lie. He looks like he can also fit the niche of being a land carnivore as well. Or you can go the separate route, which is the stealth, or you can go the separate route, which is the stealth aspect of what I believe he's going to be able to do. And that's staying submerged, waiting for your prey to come near the water, and then strike, or strike as it crosses. And that's where it's going to get interesting. I think he's going to do some brutal shit, and I'm really, really excited to see what he can come up with. Now, the fights, don't overcommit in these fights. Baryonyx is not going to be able to dish out damage, I feel like, as Carno or Aloe or any land-based dinosaur. He's going to win through attrition. He's going to win through bleeding the target down, through getting their health low, retreating back to the water if he needs to. Obviously, players are going to try to lead you away from the water, so you got to kind of try to work your way around that system. See if there's a way that you can stay near the water so that you have an escape route, but also kind of bleed your victim down. Now, he has a lot of strength, but he does have some weaknesses. I feel like he's going to have a low bite damage compared to some of the other land creatures, or even Suchomimus. He's going to have a poor defense in the open. You're not going to want to be caught on land, butt naked, where there's no water. You're going to get absolutely swamped. And I feel like most land predators, he's probably not going to be able to outrun. He's meant to be in the water, an agile swimmer, but I don't think that he is necessarily meant to be used on land. You know what I'm saying? Now, I am concerned about how we're going to be looking with Dino. Dino's going to be interesting with him for sure. Now, to survive long term as the Baryonyx, you're definitely going to need to make the water your home base. And that means staying near rivers or lakes, hunting fish between, engagements with other players, and don't ever really wander too far inland just because it's not where you're comfortable at. That's not where you're going to want to engage targets. Now, use sound to your advantage. Listen for those footsteps of players or calls while underwater. You can stay nearly invisible in some of these rivers and lakes and wait for that moment to strike, because when you get a successful ambush, now this is speaking from Dino purposes, of course, it's so satisfying and it feels so rewarding to grab an adult dinosaur, or even a young one, and pull it into the water and just drown him. I don't know what it is. It sounds sadistic as fuck, but I love every minute of it. We're just gonna wrap this up. This was been a relatively short video and not too crazy, but just kind of like my final thoughts on what we should expect from Baryonyx. Is he going to be worth playing? I absolutely believe he's going to be a ton of fun. I mean, he's the true semi-aquatic that we're going to be getting, and he's the perfect combination of speed, stealth, and flexibility in terms of playability. But if you enjoy outsmarting your prey, ambushing from the water, or surviving solo for hours, I feel like this is going to be your dinosaur. You're going to have a safe place to go. Let me know down below, what's your favorite semi-aquatic predator in the Isle? Is it going to be the Dino? Is it going to be the Spino? Is it Barry, Suko? I'm curious to know what you guys have to say. If you found this breakdown helpful, though, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I've got a lot more dino guides coming, and I'm really excited to put them out. And if you want one more than the other, comment it down below. Maybe I'll do that one instead.